Janet the Roving Crafters, and it's Sunday, which makes this Sunday stitch. And yeah, on this Sunday we're going to crochet with some beads. There are two main ways to get that done, and I'm going to break that into two videos. This is the first video. And here's a piece that I made with my first method, setting beads, and it was done by pre-stringing. You see, here's the end of the yarn, and I've pre-strung 8 beads. It's important that you get, when you use this method, it's important that you get all the beads that you're going to need for your project strung on to your working yarn before you start. And then as we go, and I'll show you how, of course, you pull a bead off of this string and work it into your piece. So now that I've got my 8 beads strung, I'm going to make my beginning slip knot and chain some stitches. Let me get that done. Let me get the base chain done, and then a few rows or two. And hopefully you're working along with me. You'll get that done too. And then we'll set some beads. Okay. Well, here I've got my base chain done and 2 rows of single crochets. And I'm ready to set one of these beads. So I finished this last stitch, and I'm going to pause and pull a bead up from where it's hanging out down here, right up against the hook. This is one of the simplest ways to set a bead in your crochet. I keep it pressed up against the work with my left index finger. Go into the next stitch with the next space, whatever next space you want it to be, and just make your next stitch. And it traps the bead on the side that you're not looking at, on the opposite side from where you're working. Let's work. Let me make a few stitches, move over a little bit, and we'll do that again. Okay, so I finished that stitch, and I'm going to pull a bead up from where I've got them hanging down on my working yarn, and I'm going to keep it pressed up against the back of my crochet piece, and then make my next stitch, and it gets trapped on the side you're not looking at. Of course, you don't have to do it with single crochets. You can do it with anything. Let's make a treble, or we'll do this on the fly. I think in UK terms that would be a double. And then I'm going to pull a bead up, trap it, keep it pushed up against my work, and then make my next stitch. Like that. Let me make one more. We'll turn the work over and take a look at it. Here we go. And it's not hard at all. As long as you have your beads set on your working yarn and ready to go, whenever you want a bead, you just pull one through. Now, if you're ever working on a piece and you want beads set every row, instead of every other row, you're going to need a way to make the bead being on either side of the work, and that includes, of course, the side that you look at, the front-facing side. So let's do that. Let's do a double. And make one without a bead. Now let's say I want my next bead to be on the side that faces me. Alright. Go through. Make a double, Jen. Make a double. Okay. go through your work. And we want to bring this bead through the same hole that I have pushed my hook through. I do it by pulling the yarn through with the hook and then manually with my fingers popping that bead through. Now it's on the side facing me, and I just finished the stitch out. Make one more double. And now let's make a single. Pull a bead. Come here, little bead. I go in with my hook to my space, grab the yarn, and pull it through just like normal, and then with my fingers push that bead through the same space. And now I have a bead facing me. And that's of course how you can get beads on every row that you work, or make them face on both sides of the work. Okay, that's method 1, which is pre-stringing. And if you're really into crochet beads, then maybe you'll join me on the next video, which will be not pre-stringing, but working your piece as normal and then setting a bead in exactly this place that you want it to be, one at a time. So I hope I'll meet you there.